So what you're saying is having a backpack on saved you from getting shit on today.
Yes.
But here's the thing. If you were to walk into Walmart wearing a backpack and the Walmart employees were to look at you with a jaundiced eye, so to speak, I would not blame them. Not saying like, they should stop you from shopping or follow you around, but if like they're looking at you like you might be stealing stuff, like kind of makes sense to me. If you're wearing a backpack, you might be stealing stuff.
Well, when there's like, well, shit, half the people, damn near everybody in damn near everybody in the store wear backpacks, so they got to look at everybody. So maybe it's a thing here, but like everybody wears it.
Well, okay, you work in retail, yeah.
Yeah.
If someone's walking around your store wearing a backpack, are you like, oh, everything's normal?
Yeah. But here's the thing: the ones I know that's going to steal always look weird in the first place, minus the backpack.
I suppose there's other signs other than the backpack. Like the backpack is a sign to me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the only sign. The only thing I look out for is if they're wearing a backpack or not, because obviously that wouldn't be correct, But if you're wearing a backpack and you're acting shady,
yeah, then, or if you're a teenager and it's not a school day,
right,
or it's the middle of summer and you're wearing a backpack, then something's up.
Wearing a backpack makes sense. Like if it's like, I don't know, like a convention or something and everyone's wearing a backpack and wearing like the same shirt or whatever, it's like, okay, they're all here together and they all have backpacks. Or it's like dude's got, and someone pointed this out to me on my last chat, a motorcycle helmet. If you got a motorcycle, it's very common to have a backpack. And that makes sense, right? But if you're like, I don't know, thugging around wearing a backpack, you might be stealing.
As one does.
But also think like it's also where you live, like Chicago, New York. A lot of people catch like the buses and trains, so a lot of them don't use cars.
Right.
So,
well, that's the thing. Like that's the other factor is like the people who have cars, not always, but tend not to be the people who are stealing shit. The people taking the light rail, the bus system, tend to be the people who don't have the money and steal shit. So I'm saying. Anyway, this is 2A Taco Tuesday with E Honda and friends, where we try to talk about guns. Last week, that didn't really go very well. We kind of just talked about a whole bunch of other shit that we normally talk about instead of talking about guns, because this is supposed to be a gun chat. And I guess it's okay if it ends up not being a gun chat, but like that's kind of that's the theme of the night, is talking about guns and stuff. Like, what guns do you like to carry? What guns are coming out that you would like to buy? Is there anything that you're getting into, or like free gun or anything like that you're getting geared up for or something? I don't know, man. You have money for guns these days, because I don't fucking seem to have any money for anything besides the goddamn grocery store and rent. So,
yeah, no shit. I think that's most of us right now.
Which is what set us off on that whole tangent last week. So hopefully we don't go into that again. But all that being said, I hope you guys are doing well tonight. We are joined by Xanatos Frost. How do you do, good sir?
Chill. Doing good. How y'all doing?
Seems like it's been a while since he's been around.
Yes,
my brother almost died last weekend at Blake, so it's been kind of.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Wait, who? You did?
My brother.
Oh, your brother.
Yeah.
Is he all right?
Yeah, he's good now. He got fucking 10 staples in his head.
Oh shit!
Yeah, gnarly shit, bruh.
Don't mind me asking.
Fucking 2 F-250s trying to pull one F-250 out, and the fucking they hooked it up to something that was not the tow hook and not part of the frame, and it snapped and broke off.
Whipped.
Went flying through the back window, bounced off his head and into the fucking roof of the truck.
Oh my lord!
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, gnarly. I got pictures.
Holy monkey! All right, cool.
Well, holy shitballs! We must see.
I'm glad. I'm glad he didn't die. I'm sure he's not okay.
Right.
But,
Oh yeah,
whatever.
He's good now. He's only been to the ER twice, so.
All right.
So as a brother, did you give him shit?
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah. Ohio, how do you do, good sir?
Oh, I've had better days. I thought I was going to have a self-defense encounter about 1:45 this morning because I thought somebody was stealing the catalytic converter off of our car now. Turns out it was just me being hearing things outside, and it sounded fishy, so I wanted to check it out with a gun in my hand, and it turned to be nothing. And then this morning, I ended up having my modem completely shit out on me, so I had to go get a new modem.
So you almost pulled a Duke where... Remember the story of like Duke was taking the trash out in the morning and the person was running and they had a gray suit on, like a gray like sweatsuit. And then they popped around the corner and Duke thought it was an alien and almost shot him in the
Well, except this was me shooting out in the dark because there was nobody around.
Well, at least we got our bad days over with. No, at least for the week. No.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I got shit on by a seagull. That was nice. So
sleepy. Why are you the sleepy ginger now?
It automatically changed it to that. I don't know what the fuck. I just haven't changed it.
Well, if it automatically changed to that, that means Matt changed it to that because I didn't.
No, actually, that was me changing it to that like 6 weeks ago, and Corey never changed it back.
Oh, well, if you were on someone's chat, they can change your name on their chat. It's kind of funny.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Wait,
I was
what?
wondering how it got changed. I just kind of fucking rolled with it.
Yeah, I know. It was the time you passed out in one of my back chats, and I just changed it for you.
Oh.
Hold on.
That's like funny.
I'm doing something.
But no, everything's going good with me. Nothing really to write home about.
And
It's been kind of binge watching different things and stuff. Like Ohio told me about a show that was a mini series a couple years ago about Hurricane Katrina. I watched it and been watching a show called Barry with Will Hader or Bill Hader.
Yeah, I finished that like a couple of months ago.
I've been rewatching Rebels because Ahsoka is new, and I wanted to review like I don't know the background show because I've watched the whole thing, but I think I only watched it through once. So there's a lot of shit that it's worth rewatching again. Is all. So yeah, I'm doing kind of the same thing. And Leo read the Chi-Town Kid. What the fuck is
Chirac
that?
himself.
The Chiraqi.
From Albuquerque.
Africa.
Is this gonna be a thing now? Just changing names.
Yeah.
Showing that I could.
Yeah, it's
Now
a thing
done it to
now.
me several. He's changed mine to like Dick Sucker Supreme.
So how are you doing, Honda?
I mean, just doing my normal thing. A couple days off of work before I go back to work again. I mean, been going to the gym and shit, like always. I gotta take the bike in to fucking get. So, when you own a motorcycle, one of the things that you have to do, like, there's several things you have to do, but like one of them is get the valves checked, like the valve clearance on each cylinder. There's 4 valves per cylinder, and if any of them whack, they have to put shims or replace parts or do something to fucking fix it, right? And you're supposed to check it every 27,000 miles, right? At least that's the spec on the bike that I own is 27,000 mile interval for checking your valve clearance. I didn't know this when I bought it. I didn't, I knew about valve clearance checks. I just didn't know the specific interval. I mean, some of them like 15,000, some of them are like 35,000. It just depends on the bike. Mine's 27,000. I bought it with 53,800 miles on it. So I've rode it 1,000 miles, a little bit more. It needs a valve check. It's time. I looked through all the paperwork that came with the bike. I couldn't find and maybe I missed it because it would have been 27,000 miles ago. A valve check already, so it really needs to have it done. And I don't know how
job that costs some money, bro.
Yeah, it's like $600 if it's $300 just to check it. It's $600 if it needs actual adjustments. So, and the bike cost $1,000, and I'm starting to see why
bad.
$1,000.
Honestly,
So
that's not bad.
like honestly, if I'd paid what he wanted to sell it for, then it would have been bad. But like since I only paid $1,000, like he was asking $1,600 for it. So if it's $600 to get that done, then I'm paying what the bike was worth anyway. The Blue Book I think is like $2,900, but whatever. Anyway,
Yeah, but I mean
Blue Book.
that's really nothing in the grand scheme of things, considering the good deal you got on it.
yeah, and the fact that it doesn't need tires and the fork seals are fine, and that like the gearbox works great, and all the little things on the bike are fine. It's just that, then it's okay, which seems to be the case.
Fucking awesome. And see, that's why fuck Blue Book. And who the fuck is Kelly?
Well, it's a guideline, but it's ultimately who's going to pay how much for the thing for sale right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's $3,000 is the Blue Book, but the guy wants to sell it today, like motivated seller, and I'm only going to give him $2,000 for it, then that's what it's worth, right?
Yep.
If it's the guy's holding on to it and he knows what he's got and he wants $4,000 for it, and I really, really need the thing, I'm going to pay $4,000 for it because that's what it's worth at that moment. That's why the market's great, free market.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, we're talking about guns tonight. We're taking gun questions. We're bringing up pictures of guns. We're going to fucking pew pew porn. If you guys have anything that you want to drop in the pew pew porn, go to the Discord and do that. That would be cool. Give us a little something to talk about here in a minute. Also, super chats are not necessary, but welcome, and I appreciate those in advance. And let's get into it.
Did you guys see the updates on the pistol brace case?
Yeah, I was watching that a little bit ago. I watched Armed Scholars take on it and everything. Sounds like it's just going back and forth. 1 minute they're okay, 1 minute they're banned. It just...
Well, apparently the latest one was that I guess 8% of people during the window actually registered to make SBRs.
Yeah, 8%. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Well, I think it's sad that 8% listened to people like Yankee Marshall and went full retard to do SBRs instead of just telling the government to fuck themselves.
Yeah, didn't he say he was going to do it? I don't know if he actually did or not, but I don't know why anybody would want to do it. Because to me, I was saying from the beginning it was sounding like a trap.
I do remember him saying that's what he recommends people do. And like there is a historical argument for what he said, and that is so there was like the full auto gun ban in 86, I think is when it went into effect, right?
Yeah, Hughes Amendment.
And then in like 1989 or somewhere along the way, or maybe it was before that, I don't know. There was a amnesty day, right? Like an amnesty period where, and I think it was before 86, actually, when I'm thinking about it, where if you had a machine gun, like let's say Grandpa brought back fucking Sturmgewehr from World War II and you had it sitting up in the attic, you could take it to the ATF on that day or like by that deadline or whatever and get it registered and make it legal because they wanted the guns to be on the registry. They wanted less guns that were floating around that were illegal, right?
Right.
But at the same time, like those guns were illegal before, and then you were able to add them to the registry now, which means, especially after 86, all of the guns that were put through that process went way the fuck up in value because of the scarcity, right? So there is a historical case for doing this or whatever, I guess. But I disagree with it fundamentally. I disagree with the ATF's overreach and interpreting policy in whatever way that they see fit to get whatever fucking end goal that they want right now.
Mm-hmm.
Without Congress, without a law, without a specific edict given to them, right? And they're it's so unconstitutional, bro. And I don't know at what point the Bruin decision comes into play when it comes to pistol braces. I'm afraid that it won't apply. because Bruin is talking about like original meaning of the law, and then like when they pass these other, I don't know, man. I don't know. It seems to me that the courts are going to fuck us. We've seen it time and time again. Go ahead.
It would fall more back to the Heller decision of 2008 or so, because it would be common use.
Right, and I guess at this point, how many pistol braces were sold in the United States? Like,
yeah, well, not only that, but then I've talked about this with other people over the last couple of years too. The ADA, the whole reason that the braces were created to begin with was Americans with Disabilities, which is people like myself right now, because I am to the point right now where my health is debilitating rapidly, to where in the next 10 years I'm probably going to be pretty close to crippled, and I'm going to have to use a pistol brace just because of that reasoning.
Yeah.
you should, I don't know, man. Do something about it too. I mean, don't just like wait for fucking life to get you. Go to the gym, fucking eat good food. Let thy food be thy medicine. I don't know, man. Sorry. X Adam 1 says, how many revolvers do you own? I want a Rhino 30 DS, M&P Art, and Henry revolver that will fill my revolver once. I don't know how many I have, but I have a lot. I have a lot of revolvers. I just looked in my safe one day and realized how many I had. Like, oh shit.
Well, I've got two. Taurus 85s.
But compared to Yankees,
definitely want more.
I've got like one row on Yankees wall.
Right. But that Henry, though, I saw a picture that someone dropped in Discord. They picked one up, and the handle, the grip, and everything looked great. Even the frame, the cylinder looked great. The trigger, but to me, that they fucked up with the barrel. The barrel just off puts everything and just makes it look funky. I don't know.
Henry USA in 2023.
Well, I mean, you think about it, it's a company that's known for lever action rifles making a handgun now. It's kind of like the same thing with Mossberg, known for shotguns, and they made that handgun.
But at least that looked pretty decent. That revolver just looks, I don't know, looks goofy.
Meh, I like it. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It kind of looks weird with the brass backstrap on it, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's the way that the grip itself is.
I don't.
That hump.
I'm not a fan of bird's head grip. I know everyone loves the bird's head grip on a fucking pistol. No. Make it harder to hold on to when you shoot. It likes to flip in your hand. It likes to because it's like the shape of your hand, so it likes to fucking move around in your hand. Versus having like an actual fucking like one of these grips, it's easier to hold on to for whatever reason.
Didn't I hear
that type of grip only works on a 1911, in my opinion.
Wait, say that again.
I was gonna say that grip only kind of works on a 1911, in my opinion, where it's rounded on the backside.
Oh, like a SIG, like Matt has.
Yeah.
I've actually never shot that revolver. Matt should have brought that, but he didn't. That bastard.
Didn't I hear somewhere that Henry plans on making a semi-auto pistol?
They got that. What is that? Maybe. That home whatever thing?
They got the Homester. Yes, that's a carbine.
Yeah.
That looks to me, like almost a copy of the Ruger PCC.
Except less reliable.
Yeah.
Yeah, less reliable. But I mean, what gun company hasn't had a gun come out that didn't have some issues and they had to work out the kinks and everything?
Well, look at Springfield and the Prodigy and the fucking Echelon. Both of those had issues.
The P320 had issues in the beginning.
The Henry Homesteader 9mm takes SIG and M&P mags.
Yeah.
And it's semi-automatic. I didn't even know they made this.
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
Yeah, Honest Outlaw did a really good review on it where it just kept jamming and jamming and jamming.
Yeah, and then Stooge made one where it was completely reliable, but I mean, how honest was that? Because I feel like Stooge makes a lot of videos.
Dude,
Stooge show bad stuff.
hey, you already made the decision to buy this gun, so now watch me shoot it and enjoy it, and then we can enjoy it together. He's just like the enabler. That's what he is. He's
Yeah.
All right.
You want a gun for sure? Just go watch Suches, and he'll convince you in a heartbeat to go buy whatever it is you want.
Good about whatever you bought. Like even if you make like the worst decision, right? Like whatever the gun is just like the worst fucking gun. You watch the Such video and you're like, oh yeah, I can see why I bought that gun. I was right.
Exactly.
Right.
Library Garrett dropped in 5. Thank you, sir, and says so much is happening in this country. I've been missing new guns coming out.
Yeah, same here.
Does anyone care about fucking SHOT Show anymore? I've never
Not really.
Not really.
I think
Right. I like the NRA show better because at least that's something you can attend.
Exactly.
You have to be like an insider. You know?
Yep.
January.
Or know somebody that knows somebody to get in. You know, that's more like who you know versus any layman person you just walk off the streets to.
Well, I mean, I could get in. I know G-Webs. I know fucking Yankee. They know people that, like, even if they weren't going, they would be like, yo, like, person I know, give this guy a pass or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I could get in, but I don't know. Go. I mean, January 20. Thing is, like, I would like to ride my motorcycle if I'm going on a trip now, and it's goddamn January, and that's not gonna work. So never mind. Not that I won't go, but there goes that thought.
Matt could probably get in on his own, couldn't he? I mean, he's been around for a long time.
Slidebite says, "What's a good pocket revolver? Get off me gun to carry." I would say Smith & Wesson 642, or get the
Bodyguard.
maybe, yeah, well, that one too. But I was gonna say the
LCR.
yeah, the LCR.
Ruger, yeah, LCR.
Those would be my two choices. I have a 642. I would almost rather have a Ruger LCR. They're similarly priced. I think the LCR is a little bit more expensive, especially if you get the LCR X in 357 Magnum, which honestly, that would be the one that I would get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it weighs like what, 2 ounces more or something. It's not a huge difference. But then you can shoot 357 out of it instead of just 38 special, and it's still light as fuck. So, yeah. You guys have any different answers? Would you shoot one of those like Derringers, little pocket fucking 2-shot?
Unless I had the trick shit like fucking Django.
The problem with that is, I think you would actually be if you're going to be in a situation like that, you're probably going to have more than one attacker. So it's either one for each one, or you got 2 for one and the other gets nothing, and then you're still fucked.
Yeah, exactly. Just like what happened to the fucking German guy in Django. He had one shot and he was donezo.
Tim 8078 says, "You're smart enough to check and adjust valves on your own. Do a little research and you'll be fine." I've done a little research. It looks fucking intimidating, you gotta admit. The other part is I don't have a garage. Right? I'd be doing it in my parking lot.
Yeah. And the way that those engines are in there under the fucking gas tank, and then you got the frame in the way, you're
To get to it,
having a hard time.
you have to take off the gas tank and take off the air box and take off like the top fairings.
Yeah.
And take off the valve cover.
Yep.
Just to the point where you can even look at the clearance. But I mean, I guess in the grand scheme of things, it's not that much, you know. And $600 is $600. So
Right.
I don't know. I do have a friend who works on cars, who lives close by, who has a garage, who said that he's done valve checks on cars before. So maybe that's the move. Go just take it over there. Fucking bring a case of beer. Fucking smoke some weed and that kind of thing. But
back to that question a while ago about, you know, a small revolver. What would be like the smallest caliber that you personally would carry? and not
380.
go.
9mm.
I don't know. 380 plus P is pretty close to 9mm. Like, what's the difference between plus P and 9mm?
At 25 yards, 380 will bounce off of a fucking Carhartt jacket, like an FR rated Carhartt jacket.
So you wouldn't carry like a 6-shot like little 22 mag or whatnot.
22 mag would actually be better, honestly. Being smaller, it'd be like a 5.7, just a little bit slower.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, 380 is weird, man. 380 sometimes it works, and sometimes, like, depending on the distance and what they're wearing, that shit kind of fails.
What about it? Like if you had like a extreme penetrator,
Probably hope
would that make a
the
difference?
backdrop is clear. Yeah, it'll make a difference for sure. But
Have you ever seen
I don't know.
like a good comparison between 38 special and 9mm? Like, what's the difference as far as penetration, like speeds, that kind of thing?
38 special hits harder, heavier bullet.
But it goes
Speeds
slower.
are a little slower. Yeah, speeds are slower. I believe with hollow points, the 38 special is the same as far as like ballistics. So like how much it expands and everything, and how much of a pressure bubble it puts into something. It's probably honestly about the same. Now you get into custom loads though with a 38 special, you can do some weird fucking shit, man. Like you can make that round crazy.
Oh yeah.
You can soup up a 38 and make it fucking basically 357 out of a 38 case. Like, it's
make it nice and spicy.
yeah, which again, like, that's a good reason to go with Smith and Wesson, because they're built kind of beefy and they're made to take higher pressures versus LCR. I mean, maybe it is, maybe it's not. I know Ruger has a history of mimmed parts that may or may not be up to. I mean, and like also they have a really good reputation too. Don't get me wrong, but compared to Smith and Wesson, I don't know if they have quite the I don't know what you call it, pedigree. The pedigree.
Just give me a 4570 Derringer from the backup to my backup. I'll be happy.
Hey, well, Van Drake's here. What's up, man? How's it going?
What's up, Van Drake?
Not much.
What's the smallest caliber you would carry?
A 22.
That's my fiance. But yeah, the smallest I would carry is a 22. 22 kills.
It
I like the way you said that. That was funny.
Carry 22.
Yeah, that 22 Magnum round has more penetration power than a 380 plus P. You can look it up. That 22 Magnum will fucking Swiss cheese some shit. That fucking 380 bounces, bro. Fuck that 380 round. That shit's garbage.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I've known people that carried, small little 22 mags, and they felt like it was sufficient enough. Plus, there's plenty of people in graves right now that were killed by 22s or 22.
Still to this day, more people die by a 22 round.
Yeah.
By the 22 caliber than any other round. Still to this day.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, and I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, the semi-automatic reliability of 22 LR is not something I would want to trust my life to.
Yeah, it is.
Well, the thing
reliability is bad.
That's why I'd rather go with 380. Sorry.
You put federal punches though, 22 LR, and like that SIG P322, you got 20 rounds in a magazine, and that gun fucking works. I have one.
The issue there, and I'm going to tell you, I want to tell you a story about this. I got my Taurus TX22. I was one of the first ones to buy one of those guns when it first came out, and I carried that for like 2 times. Openly carried that, and I realized why I would not ever carry rimfire in a semi-auto ever again, and that's because when I went to shoot that weekend, both magazines, the first round failed to fire.
No,
that's because of the Taurus, though. That's a Taurus. I brought my SIG out.
It was not. It was not the Taurus. It was 100% the ammo.
had
Well,
no
then
issues.
also, if you're not careful when you're loading the magazines because of the rim, you can rim lock your magazine.
It was light primer strikes, is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a million
the worst
different
problem.
ways that, well, not a million, but there's more ways that a 22 LR can jam or fail or not work compared to like a 9mm or any other semi-automatic center-fired round.
Well, it's also a great reason why if you're going to carry 22, just do it in a revolver.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That was what I said
revolver.
initially, that I would carry, like 22 Magnum in a little revolver.
Yeah, because you can get like a 12-round cylinder, up to a 12 round. I've seen.
Yeah.
10 is pretty common now. 9 and 10. You can get up to a 12-round cylinder.
Would you carry a Rough Rider?
No, absolutely not. Ruger Wrangler, bro, at the very minimum. Otherwise, Smith & Wesson, Ruger, or shit, I'd probably do a fucking Colt.
I used to have a Rough Rider, and that bitch was 100% reliable. It went bang every damn time with 22 LR and 22 Mag.
Like those Smith & Wessons are unquestionably better, right?
But
and the Smith action and all that. But they're $600 fucking plus.
Yeah, for 22, yeah.
Like I could buy a Rough Rider for $100. I could have 6 Rough Riders, and like when they run out of ammo, I'll just throw them. Like it's fine.
Right.
No, what maybe 22 would be 22 man would be great if you're facing one person, but these days they come at you at the minimum of 2 or 3.
Bro, I've seen all kinds of videos.
That's why you aim for the head.
And D Shiznit, I did say P322. I took mine out Saturday for the first time after buying it, and ran through 3 mags, no issues, until I loaded Winchester ammo. Winchester ammo was fucking dog shit.
Winchester's been horrible in the past year or so. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been talk of the bulk pack Winchester actually exploding people's extractors out of their 22s.
Nice. I didn't have that issue, but rounds were definitely not working. They weren't going off.
Yeah, I don't
had one that had to do a triple strike to set it off.
Honestly, though, that's rimfire cartridge in a lot of cases, because when they make the rimfire itself, it's obviously them swirling around just a teeny little bit of stuff.
The Norma and the Federal that I shot had no issues.
And it could just be that it's better produced, honestly, because I know Winchester is not produced as well, especially with that bulk pack shit.
Winchester's fucking dog shit.
And that's any caliber, not just 22.
Like I like CCI, dude. CCI, like the mini magnums or the fucking stickers. I forget what they're called. Like the fucking ones with the wasp on it or whatever.
Yeah, the stinger.
Bangers.
Yeah, those fucking work great. Like no problems at all. So I just spent a little bit more money. I mean, like I know you can get the Federal or whatever for like 7 cents a round or less than that or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
But for like 11 cents a round, you can get CCI. So
I'd rather spend a little bit extra money and get better quality ammo than try to find like the best cheap deal and just get garbage. It's like anything in life, you get what you pay for. So
well, the thing is too, depending on the gun, in some cases, it won't eat every kind of 22 out there.
I ran some of that Aguila too. Aguila works good. I had no issues with the Aguila. Nor with the Norma, although the Norma wasn't very accurate. I will admit that. The Norma at 50 yards was kind of sending flyers all over the fucking place.
Fiend Dog said Norma is garbage, and they've had a lot of recalls lately.
What manufacturer ammo doesn't? I mean, SIG has recalls. Fucking Federal has recalls.
Is this true?
Winchester has recalls. Fiocchi has recalls. They all have recalls, even on primers, dude. Like, they all have recalls. It's just the way of the beast. Send your fucking box in. They'll send you a new box. There you go. Problem solved.
Yeah, but at least those other ones, have a reputation of going bang when you want. Winchester,
Winchester used to.
They used to, yeah, back in like fucking 2009, 2010.
Yeah, they just hit a point where they just started producing garbage, and it's been like
I don't know. I never had a problem with Winchester. That's like what my main Rural King sells here. For the best price, I've been buying the hell out of Winchester, green tips and all. I never had any failures.
Well, it may depend on the gun you're using it too. I mean, some guns don't like it at all, where other guns will.
I mean, I've used them in like at least 4 or 5 different AR-15s. Never had any
Maybe
issues.
you've just been lucky so far. I know there's been a lot of people, including me, that have had problems with Winchester in the past.
Yep. The one ammunition I will never ever buy again is Remington. Even though they're owned by Federal now, the Remington cartridges have been the worst for me.
Yep.
That's one thing I noticed a lot when I was shooting my 15-22 before it was stolen, is with their 22, the actual smoke just smelled different.
I've got like a Remington 12 gauge just sitting around. I've never had a problem with their 12.
The shotgun shells you can't really fuck up as long as you don't, overload the powder in there. You're fine.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like that's a good thing to stock up on. It takes up a lot of space and it weighs a lot. But if you have like a space in your closet, like it's good to buy like 500 rounds or however many you can buy. Like a fucking case of fucking gauge. It's nice to have.
You can go to Home Depot and buy a 12 gauge if you want. So
everyone's got a 12 gauge. If you don't have a 12 gauge,
something's wrong.
Yeah, I got a 12 gauge. I don't have.
No, I don't have a fucking 12 gauge. No.
What the fuck?
Well,
I don't have a 22.
I don't have a 22 either.
Afghanistan.
Iraq. Leo, you need to move outside the city, brother, so you can enjoy the more freedoms of owning different things.
I still think you should go.
Moving outside of the city doesn't even work now. It's done.
Nope. Everything's banned in the whole state. Everything.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Just move to Texas or call it not. I wouldn't say Colorado because then you're moving more to
Colorado.
You got some land
How
out
much
there
room
in
you
Texas,
got,
I can
Corey?
build a tiny house.
Yeah.
I think we're all moving to Oklahoma soon anyway. So it's
yeah.
Well, that mag ban got fucking, what do they call it? Like unconstitutional, all mag bans. So
not here in Illinois.
That'll go in.
What's up, brothers?
What up?
What up?
Man, here working, doing this overtime. Got me some food, so I'm gonna be making no noises.
Be making some of that.
I mean, slurping if you want ramen. Smell that.
ASMR with shot red.
Yo, Stephen Carroll dropped in $5. Thanks, man. It says, I carry 22 Magnum and Rough Riders carried in a vest like the dad in Boondock Saints. That's badass.
Yeah, that's fucking badass, dude. You need to put a picture of that in Discord.
I want a vest that holds 6 guns.
No shit. I love those movies. Oh, man. Boondock Saints is great movies.
I mean, I guess I could do it with my Jankos, but...
Yeah, you didn't you already prove that you could carry, like 10 guns in your Jankos?
Walking around is kind of an issue.
I think I'd much rather have the amount of ammo versus the guns, like a bunch of magazines.
Oh, bro, think about how many magazines you could put in Jankos.
Yeah, like fucking 40 Glock mags in the pocket.
Those pockets on Jankos ain't no joke. They're deep.
Why don't soldiers wear that shit? They don't need the fucking equipment belt and the vest and everything. They just need Jankos, and they're good.
Well, because you're not still allowed to put your hands in your pocket still, right?
If you're a soldier? I'm saying like the U.S. Army, instead of having fucking whatever they have, they should just equip everyone with Jankos or the equivalent of, like size pot, like military Jankos.
Right. That would be fucking hilarious.
Right.
Military issue Jankos.
Dude, there's a lot of like, weird military shit like that. So like, I don't know. Like there's a off guns for just a second. KLR 650. Kawasaki makes this like fucking like off-road, on-road, dual sport kind of fucking do everything motorcycle, single cylinder. And the military was like, you know what? We would like those for the Marines. We want Marine forces on motorcycles. And they had like fucking machine gun fucking turret like holders on the handlebars. They ran on diesel, right? And they made, I don't know, like 5.
He just got lagged out.
What's that?
Oh, you just like went silent.
Oh, weird. I don't know.
It was just on his end because I heard you fine.
Right. I think he's just on your
Probably.
end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah, like these motorcycles, they only made like 500 of them. They run off of diesel fuel. That's the only motorcycle I know of that runs off diesel, and they come in like military drab green with like fucking Marine Corps insignia on some of them, and like they're fucking cool, dude. But like you can't find parts for them, and like they're super expensive, and I don't know. Like it's one of those pieces of military that I would like to have, but is probably out of reach. But I guess it kind of all is these days, isn't it? Like back in the day after World War II, you could like, I don't know, buy a surplus military Jeep and then ride it around and do stuff with your military Jeep for cheap as fuck because they had a fuck ton of them and nobody wanted them, right? Yeah. What is like that now? Is there anything like that you can buy from the military or like surplus that's cool?
Nope, it's thrown in burn pits and fucking burnt to shit.
Okay, I found some that there is during those auctions, but they cost a lot.
Yeah,
you can buy stuff, but it's not cheap. That's for goddamn sure. Nothing's
all the
cheap.
stuff that they never used. Anything that they ever used always gets fucking thrown into a fucking disintegrator, basically.
Or they give them to the police department.
Yeah.
Or Ukraine.
Yeah. They could make so much money if they just sold their surplus crap to the fucking civilians like they used to.
Yeah, because it goes to the police because the police are militarized now.
I hate it.
And they just refurbish.
Dude, the police have shit that's better than the fucking military. They got fucking Renko Bearcats and shit.
Yeah.
I hate when the police wear camouflage. What the fuck is he wearing camouflage for?
Yeah, they want to be protected, not hunted. They're hunters.
Yeah, they want to be military.
It's a mentality. Yeah. You're a cop walking around wearing military insignia and military bullshit all over yourself. Like, I don't know.
Quit.
Yeah, like
they think they're operators. They think they're operators, man. They know.
Well, they think they're still in Iraq.
I mean, they are trained. They are trained now. From what I've heard, is us against them.
Oh yeah, it's been like that for years now.
Since Obama. Since Obama.
Somebody is white noising hard.
I hear it too. Yeah. Someone's mic's the background's loud, and I don't think it's Honda.
It's not me because I was muted. I'll kill you. I'll find you.
Oh, there it goes.
My military garb, and I will hunt you.
Me. My mic's off.
And I will hunt down Shot Red.
I don't hear it.
It's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone now.
You son of a bitch.
Hey, so who's going to SHOT Show in 2024? I see you got that pulled up. Who's going?
I was thinking about it. I mean, it's like, I don't know. Las Vegas, 12-hour drive, like 11 hours.
How do you get? I'll be like, how do you get access to go to SHOT Show? Like, what do you
gotta know somebody?
And I know G Webs, and I know fucking Yankee Marshall, and I know Never Enough Ammo. And between the three of them, they know people that would give me a pass. We've talked about this in years before. I could totally go. It's just a matter of like taking the time off of work and spending the money to get a hotel and driving out there and back. You know, like it's money.
Some great content for your channel, though.
For sure, but it would be a lot of money for some content for the channel, you know.
Yeah, you're gonna want to have at least like almost $3,000.
But I tell you, people eat that up though about looking at SHOT Show, because I know years past when I wanted to see things, I would Google different people's channels and watch different people's takes on SHOT Show. So that could, help put you more subs or whatnot.
I mean, if I was going out to SHOT Show, I'd probably be there for like 2 full days. So it'd be like drive out there, spend a night, spend a day, spend a second day. It'd be 3 nights at a hotel, right? So you're looking at $300 for the hotel, probably another $100 a day for food. So $600. That's another $100 to get out there and $100 to get back. So $800 minus how much you would get from working that you would normally work that couple of days that now you're not. So that adds another like $400 or so, something like that.
Jesus.
I mean, the total
if I had
cost
a van,
$1,500.
If I had a van, I'd just sleep in my van.
Yeah, no shit.
Fuck the hotel. Right, I go wash up in the gas station.
Yeah, it's in January, thankfully. But have you ever been to fucking Las Vegas? Jesus Christ, it's so fucking hot there, dude.
You park in an air conditioner parking garage.
Oh, it's Las Vegas. I'll just crash at my cousin's house. Fuck it.
Yeah, I got a cousin that live in Vegas too. I wouldn't even have to get a hotel.
Exactly.
I got a couple cousins in Las Vegas.
Same here.
I know a couple Asian dudes that I used to work with that both moved out to Vegas separately.
Bunk up one of them, save you some money.
Go say ni hao ma. That means hello.
See me come on, man.
Have you guys?
If you go, I'll call my cousin to show you where the good weed spots are at.
Yeah, you can take Leo and crash at his cousin's pad or Vandray.
Well, let me hit the super chat real quick. Calhoun dropped in $2. It says, "Read my last two chats, please. Poor ATM. Sorry, LOL."
Yeah, he's poor at the moment.
Poor at the moment. Oh, there we go. Some old FUD soaked it with WD-4. Okay. Read them in order. Here's the first one. This one? My cousin just bought a... I don't see the first one, dude.
Is that it? My cousin? That's the only one I see.
Yeah, that's the only other one I see before the FUD one.
Right.
Some old FUD soaked it with WD-40 and stuffed it in a drawer for 20 years. The action was locked up, but a bit of ballistol had it running about 90% without taking it apart. Okay, so that is the second chat. The first one we did already. Understood. That's cool, man. I wonder how much you paid for it. You know, like an old fucking Luger. How much are those worth? If you find one like stuffed in a fucking
$1,400.
Usually, I would think you'd get it for less than market or whatever.
Yeah, it depends on if it's a pre or a during World War II, or if it's an after. I think anything after is anything from $900 to $1,400.
I see. Have you guys seen this video?
I saw it earlier today.
Yes.
It's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I interrupted Leo, by the way. What was Leo going to say? My bad, Leo.
No, I was saying, I don't know what the fuck I was saying. I think Calhoun said he paid $1,000 for it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And did someone just pull a fucking cork out of the butt or what?
No, that's the sound of someone coming in the chat.
That was an anal plug.
Someone
just poured it out.
Just came. Was never in
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Noise. He just makes noises now. He doesn't actually talk.
What's up?
What's up?
Oh,
Look at the pupper. Is that a Chihuahua?
The cute little fur baby.
What kind of doggo is that?
Oh, you bought that for me?
Chihuahua.
It's an apple something Chihuahua.
Apple B or apple bottom? I don't fucking know. So
boots with the
Matt's
fur.
got that sexy voice going on now.
Yeah,
Is that Sam Elliott?
It's called bronchitis, and it fucking sucks. So anyway, yeah, this is a new little baby.
Oh, does he love you more than anybody?
She does, yes.
No way, dude.
Has she shit on you yet to prove her loyalty?
No, she has pissed on me though.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah.
Very cool, sir. I didn't realize you got a doggo. When did that happen?
We literally had this conversation Saturday night. Were you fucking high?
Yeah, because you talked about the dog a lot through the chat.
Yeah, you even said to me when I told you it was a fucking Chihuahua. You were like, "Oh, I figure you live by Mexico. They're giving them away for free down there." And I was like, "Yeah, I got her for free." We had a whole fucking conversation Saturday night.
Right, but this is the first time we're having a conversation publicly. I thought maybe we could relive some of the funniness.
Oh, okay. I thought you seriously didn't remember.
No, come on,
I thought
sir.
you were like, man, drugs are bad, man.
No shit.
I was like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Well,
Oh wait, so we didn't talk about it live? I thought we was live, wasn't we?
You remember?
No, it's because Honda showed up to the chat as the chat was ending.
Oh yeah.
So there you go.
So we talked about it after the chat.
Anyway, she is pretty cute. What's her name?
7.
7 of 9.
Yeah. Because she's blonde. So
Was it from a litter of 9 puppies?
I don't know.
Because that would be.
I know that when I picked her out, there was still 6 left, but some of them had been picked up already.
So, yeah, basically, that sounds like 9 to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you say you rescued it?
Yeah, they were like, if they couldn't get rid of all the puppies within like a month, they were gonna have to like put them down.
That's fucked up, man.
So they couldn't take care of them, so they were trying to give them away.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, congratulations. Have you seen this video, Matt?
I don't think so. You got to remember, I've been sick since Saturday night, so I haven't done shit. I haven't even gone to work the last couple days.
So I forget, is this Philadelphia? Or no, this is New York. This is New York. This guy is a super leftist, like, advocate for, I forget what, but like he's like a known leftist. This person is an outspoken advocate for BLM, or I forget what it was, right?
Anti-gun.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's sitting there with his girlfriend. Guy walks by. Starts doing some shit over here. He yells, "Hey, what are you doing?" He said, "Get back right now. I'm gonna fucking kill you." And he keeps yelling at him, right? Long story short, stabbed to death on the streets of New York.
Yeah. Looked like he swiped and slit his throat.
Yep. There was a second one out of Philly this week, too. It was an anti-gun guy who was a journalist dude who was killed in his own home.
Which brings me to stay strapped or get clapped. That's this portion of the show. It's the stay strapped or get clapped portion of the show, where we talk about the importance of always having a gun with you, especially if you're, if there's someone that you love who doesn't have a gun, like your girlfriend or your kids. I think it's incumbent upon you to absolutely, in those cases, necessarily always have a gun. If you're by yourself, it's like, okay, it's your life. You can do what you want,
Yeah, that, and also don't let an assailant like that get that close to you where they can harm you. Keep them at a decent distance.
But this is New York, where they do have shall issue now, but they made it impossible to carry anywhere.
Yep.
So even if you did have a carry permit,
why they don't get that?
Well, not only that, but to get
This
in New York
armored
City,
people does not help them.
To get a carry permit in New York City, it costs like $7,000.
You can't even buy ammo in New York either.
Wait, but is that what the new law? Like after the shell issue was issued?
I think this was right before it, but it still is technically about the same. It's like $7,000, and you only got 30 days to get the permit, or it has to restart with another $7,000 in fees.
That's such bullshit. I know they've been trying to challenge that and stuff.
Yeah, that's what somebody. It was some 2A chick who used to live in New York told me that like a year and a half ago.
That's bullshit, man.
And to that, I would say it's like, okay, if you live in New York City and it's $7,000 to get a gun, and fucking like can't find ammo, and like it's illegal to carry anything, and blah 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 blah. I mean, either you get the fuck out of Dodge and you move somewhere where you can, or you just do it anyway. I mean, I'm not saying you should, but I think that's what a lot of people do, right?
Yeah, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Funny thing that you're saying that, Honda. No, there's a guy I talked to, right? He's in this group we're in, but a lot of people there mostly like, leftist leaning and stuff. But he lived in like somewhere in the islands, like Caribbean or areas like that. He said, "Is that bad to get that much of a gun? It costs that much of a price." But he's saying everybody's, who's getting it, doing the illegal route. Like they go to the actual criminals, the ones which is some of the people who are still doing those crazy stuff. It was cheaper for them to get a gun doing that instead of doing it the legal way.
Yeah, same thing. Right? Like in Mexico, there's literally one gun store in the entire country that's like a legal place that you can go and buy guns with a license. And to get a license, you have to basically like pay off a government official to get a license. You got to be rich in the first place. And then you also have to be rich to travel all the way to Mexico City from wherever you live. It's like you might not just live in Mexico City down the street or whatever. And the gun cost, it's like very cost prohibitive for anyone to legally own a firearm in Mexico.
Yeah.
But you can get them all the fuck. There's guns everywhere. I'm sure, like you fucking parts of the cartel and stuff like that. Dude's got fucking guns. Anyway, stay strapped or get clapped.
George Washington, probably.
Right. And the thing is, though, with that, I'd rather be judged by 12 and carried by 6. The thing is, if some reason you get caught with that, your life gets destroyed anyway. Period.
Yeah, but at least you're alive and not fucking dead.
No, I'm talking about like if there was a defense situation, but if you just get caught with it some other way for some fucking reason,
right? If you're just like
your life is destroyed
down the street, right?
It might flash, right? And you destroy it. And I think New York is one of those states where it's illegal for USCCA or U.S. Law Shield to be in, right? Isn't that one of the states that banned it?
I know Washington.
So you fucked either way.
They pulled out.
Right. So you have to come out your own money for an actual lawyer.
Yeah, but with that USCCA and stuff, it's hit and miss and everything because if they don't know they can win 100%,
Right, but that's why I said either USCCA or U.S. Law Shield or whatever.
That's what I'm talking about. There's been cases where USCCA wouldn't take cases because they didn't think they could win them.
Yeah, USCCA is bad.
I mean, if it's like a clear-cut case where you're going to win and they charge you anyway, and you have USCCA, then they'll come in and they'll fucking, because they know that they're going to win. But if it's like, ambiguous, no fucking video, and your word against 5 people, and blah, like the evidence seems like it's stacked against you. Good day to you, sir. Good day.
And to me, that's kind of false advertisement because they make it seem like if you have it, they'll have your back no matter what.
No, they said in there that if you get charged, they don't have to cover you. So like you can be in a self-defense and like it was like a clear-cut self-defense like Crown Rittenhouse, but they charged him with murder, then they can choose not to defend you.
Yeah, which is bullshit in my opinion.
Yeah. CCW class that I took, I swear to God it was put on by USCCA. It was like the whole time that's what the dude was talking about. And then at the end of the presentation and when everyone got their certificates, he pushed very hard on like the 6 people who were there for all of us to get signed up today, right now. I'm like, no. Fuck you.
In my class, they pushed U.S. Law Shield.
Better. Yeah, Law Shield is way better.
The only thing that USCCA will promise to do is give you legal advice, not defend you. And that's a very big difference.
Yeah.
They will give you legal advice, but they don't have to take your case.
Go Shadow says 14-year-olds doing carjackings in Spokane. I go to town, I'm packing a gun. Full size 1911, 4 extra magazines.
Well, yeah, you're gonna need it because right, it's not 1 or 2. The 14-year-olds come in 3s and 4s.
Yeah.
But here in Champaign, what school was it? Well, it was a school here with 11-year-old boy. He in his backpack, he had 2 Glocks, 50-round mags, and like 700 rounds of ammo in his backpack. 11 years old.
Well, I mean, we saw like the junior high kids in Chicago where they were like their 8th grade graduation day, and everyone had a backpack with a Glock with a switch on it. Like there was like 7 kids.
Yeah.
And those kids couldn't have been 13.
I was gonna say, remember the days when criminals and stuff used to carry AKs and rifles and stuff? Now we're just using switches.
Yeah.
I'm saying, how the fuck does a 13-year-old? I mean, I get you're stealing shit, I get it, but like, I never had that kind of money when I was 13.
I did.
Well, were you selling drugs at 13?
Yeah. No, I'm just-
drugs. My nephew last year, the school he used to go to, there was a kid busted, and this is like I think freshman year for him, with an AK in his locker.
There was a kid,
a full size one, or was it them Draco stuff that everybody like?
I'm not sure. They just said AK, and I'm like, how the fuck do you get that into a goddamn school, dude? Like, do you not have metal detectors at these schools anymore?
there was this kid named Russell that I used to hang out with. We would go over to his house because he lived in Sedalia, which is like outside of town. Like had like his mom had like 10 acres of land in the woods that they had like fucking made dirt bike path through with jumps and shit. We could go over there and ride dirt bikes, right? And it was cool. And Russell's dad was in jail, and Russell's dad had a high point in the fucking house somewhere that Russell got a hold of that was broken. It was honestly like it was a broken high point, or like someone had taken apart and didn't know how to put it back together or whatever. It wasn't working. But Russell wanted to be cool, so he brought it with to school and had it in his locker so that he could show people his cool gun. And yeah, that was the last time I ever hung out with Russell that day.
I was about to say that too. I mean, I'm not big fans of the schools and with the metal detectors, but yeah, we had somebody come in our school who had like a gun in his locker, she was like a handgun. But usually our school was never like fucked up and stuff.
Well, here's the thing: when I was at ROTC, like, so since we be there in the mornings, like the metal detectors don't be on then, so like you can pretty much bring anything you want in there if you was in ROTC.
Speaking of high points, I wonder if anyone in the chat has bought one of those new yeet cannons that they finally came out with, and I wonder how.
Are you finally out?
I wonder how they work, how well they are.
You won't catch me dead buying a fucking high point, just saying.
I own a high point 45, and it's been hella reliable.
Same here.
Oh, and for the
I've
record,
never had a failure with it, and I've had it for like, I don't know, 8 to 10 years.
Dude, a high
for the record,
dot is retarded. I'm sorry.
I'd have to say for the record, I do not encourage anybody to do that. Bring a gun into school.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, it still looks like a fucking pile of shit. I'm sorry.
I like it.
It's fucking.
I mean, it looks better looking, but it
I
still
like
works.
it.
Does it
It
have
looks better than the original. I give it that.
Does it have grip safety? Is that what this is?
Yes. Yeah. I think it's stupid, but
Oh
it still
god,
looks
dude.
better
Okay,
than the
never mind. I'm never fucking buying that fucking piece of shit. No thank you.
Well, I did not notice the grip safety.
I'm sorry. Like,
I did not notice the grip safety. Yeah, no.
You could probably take that out.
I don't care if you can take it out. They put it in. Fuck that.
Bro, how do I show my screen to show y'all what this 11-year-old boy had?
You gotta go to present at the bottom next to Leaf Studio, and then share your screen that way, and then Honda will have to approve it.
Or you could just drop it in pew pew porn.
Or private chat.
That'd work too. No, don't do private chat because I'm on two different fucking. Like if you do private chat, then I have to like copy paste it and put it over here. Don't do that.
Oh, okay.
I figured it out because I'm on my phone and this shit is different.
Yep.
Oh, Duke's not here because it won't work, homie. I sent it to him twice. That's why. Dukey, come back. You can blame it all on me. There you go. Anyway, an AK Somali pirates, despite how rusty and broken it is, it still works. I don't know what this background. What is this shit? That's weird. Sorry, what were you saying? You redheaded son of a bitch.
Oh, nothing. It was dead silent, so I was just throwing something out there. I was saying, how about McCarthy getting ousted?
Redbeard the pirate.
Yeah, I still like Matt's description the best. I look like Sasquatch
No, that's not what I said.
Well, you said raped. I was trying to put
Yes, I said it looked like Sasquatch raped an Irish woman.
I was gonna say he sound hella different.
Was that incest then?
Oh,
because it's an Irish woman and a. Never mind.
That bronchitis is fucking him up.
He's got a sexy voice now. Wait, come on.
The bronchitis leaves, but his voice stays the same. Right, just
I was gonna say Matt can sing some Barry White to us.
Just a permanent Sam Elliott.
Yep. James Earl Jones.
John says, did you see the warning sent off to FFLs around the border for high caliber straw purchases?
Yeah, I saw that about for Texas.
Yep, they're talking about 50 cal and a couple other different things.
It's in gun porn. I posted a picture of it in gun porn on the Discord, G&G.
Okay.
That AK looks nice though. That's
Still
how
better
AK's
than the one I
supposed to
got,
look.
which is nothing.
Oh, you put it in Matt's gun porn?
Yeah, Matt's. I don't think I have your Discord, to be honest.
I don't have you either.
Well, that's on you guys, man. It's in the link of every chat we do here. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't
Open
know.
in browser, you can zoom in.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
You're 11 years old.
Who's this dealer? I want to know.
Me too.
No joke.
Or is it in Chicago?
No, it's right here in
downstate
Champaign.
Illinois. Yeah, downstate.
Where the U of I is.
I mean,
Champaign,
still
Illinois.
the state in general. The whole state in general.
11 years old.
They're more St. Louis. Anything downstate is St. Louis.
Agni. You don't like High Point because it doesn't have your extendo clip. It doesn't have the extendo clip. No, I don't like it because the grip safety. I didn't know they Hillaried it.
The Hillary hole.
Man, do you know that if I was to run into him, 11 years old, I would offer him $200, and he'd be like, "Yeah, $200."
And all shiny coins
for like $200, bro.
Now, you know what? I just handed him a PS5.
Yeah, give him a PS5.
The kid had a PS5 instead of that shit. Jesus, dude.
I mean, what if you had that shit?
I forgot what podcast I was listening to, but it was some, I guess, going on, in Europe and one of those countries where some of them were shooting guns and stuff. A lot of those people that, they got from people from, mostly in the Arabic countries and all other stuff, doing crimes. What they found out was, younger kids are not getting processed. So they're making them doing all the crimes and shit. So that way they can get like a lighter sentence and stuff when they have to take out people and shit.
If those are both
Yeah,
standard
they got
17
kids.
round mags, it's 117 rounds.
Wow.
I think this was happening in Norway, as I remember, or Sweden.
Hey, Honda, would you carry an AK into battle?
Would I take an AK into battle or that?
No, that AK.
I mean, a Somali pirate did. If it's good enough for Somalia, it's not good enough for me. No, I would not. They have options. I don't think they do. Make your guns totally invisible to the government by wrapping them in Epstein clients list. They'll never find it then. Okay, did you guys see this video? I don't know what happens
I've seen
before
this one.
So this one's in Philadelphia, where a group of, and I've seen these groups of fucking like city biker gangs or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And I would say probably a good portion of the bikes are stolen. A good portion of the bikes are not street legal. They're riding quads and dirt bikes and stuff like that. And there's so many of them that they just do whatever the fuck they want and no one can stop them. It's kind of like, it looks like fun in a way, but it's also mayhem. And you get caught in the middle of this shit and it's like, fuck, dude, like, what do you do? So this poor lady, I don't know what happens. Like, the video starts and she's just sitting there in traffic. I'm not sure if she beeped at him coming up or something happened, but
famous, you wanna get
music. Then this happens. She's got a daughter in the back seat. Dude just stomped in her fucking back window, right? Hops off. Whoop. What's that? Oh, his handgun falls out of his vest, out of his fucking waistband or whatever, because he doesn't have a holster for it or something. It's just tucked into his waistband, and jumping on the back of the car and jumping off of it made it come out. Right? So he drops that shit on the ground. I'm giving you the play-by-play here. She hops out the car like, what the fuck? He points the shit in her fucking face. So dude just like fucking, as far as I can tell, for road rage reasons, stomped this fucking mother's window in with the kid in the back seat and then puts a gun in her fucking face. But proud of this.
If that shit happened in front of me, I'd probably shoot that guy in the fucking back.
Yeah, I would have done that.
Proud of this chick though, because like she doesn't care. Put a gun in my face, fuck you. You push me, fuck you, right? And then watch what she does. Watch what she does. Pushes.
Good on her. I was actually thinking she needed to push his bike over. Fuck that.
Well, it's Philly. Like the women are harder.
Run his ass over too.
Right, it's Philly. Like the women are harder than the men.
Yeah, dude. East Coast, man. Crazy motherfuckers.
Bunch of fucking pussies in the East Coast. All I gotta say.
Well, not that chick.
Not counting Chicago. Well, she is a pussy, but she's got bigger dick than that guy does.
Right.
Just saying. No, I'm not counting Chicago as the East Coast though, by the way.
No, we're Midwest.
Yeah. No, yeah, the women out in the East Coast are definitely tougher than the guys out there current day.
Yeah. Especially in New York.
She should have gotten in her car and just waited for him to get on his bike and then ran his ass over. She would have probably not even gotten in trouble.
Nah, I bet she would have. Because it wasn't in the moment. That was after the fact. So I'm sure they would have found a way to.
Yeah, they probably would charge with intentional homicide or something.
Yeah.
Right. And then they let the guy go scot-free.
If he lived.
Right.
Yeah. If you smash in my back window with my kids in the back seat, I'm shooting to kill. Like you just introduced deadly force against me and my family, the threat of deadly force or bodily harm against my children. You're done, bro. And I will go to court and I will tell them what happened and I will get off for it because a jury of my peers is going to be like, yep, I would have done the same fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. As long as you don't get no purple hair fucktards in there.
Where's the trans shooters manifesto?
I told y'all months ago we was never going to see it.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
No.
It still exists. Right?
It's about as elusive as Epstein's client list.
Yep.
This shit
So
ain't
I'm
never going to
digging,
get seen.
I'm digging Black Matt's voice.
Black Matt.
All right, Black Matt.
Can we call him Negro enough ammo?
That was incredibly offensive to us.
Your people.
I take offense.
How dare you say that?
I was gonna say, Matt, say, what do you mean, you people?
I'm not offended.
I was just thinking that, dude. What do you mean, you people?
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Yeah.
I'm just glad. I'm glad I came up with that so quickly. That was good. Yeah, Calhoun says it's hanging out with Epstein's client list. Yeah, we'll never see this shit. You're probably right.
Yep.
It's unfortunate. I think it needs to come out. I think that it would be a wake-up call for a lot of people, especially if it happened timely to the event, timely to the shooting, when people were still upset about it, when kids were kids' fucking funerals hadn't happened yet, that kind of thing. If it came out now, it's almost like it's too late,
Well, what's then even more disgusting is you had those assholes in the Tennessee General Assembly try to make a name for themselves by literally standing on the graves of dead children to push for gun control.
Oh, they always do.
I mean, they did the same thing after Uvalde, right?
Yep.
It's like, we can't go in there because he's got a gun, and he's just shooting kids, and there's cops with guns in the hallway, and they won't go in for 45 fucking minutes because you call those dudes in Philly pussies. Okay, I call those cops in Uvalde fucking pussy, bitch-made little faggot. Oh, I can't even.
I mean, yeah, those were the worst ones.
Oh yeah,
starting people to go in there.
The fucking citizens of Uvalde should have fucking made sure that every single cop there was fucking not a cop no more.
No, what should have happened is all them citizens and
They
parents
should've
that
shot the
showed
cops out of
up
their way.
that fucking they should have just started capping fucking cops to get in. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're trying to you're getting my child killed. You're trying to stop me from saving my child. That makes you a fucking killer too. Bang,
Yep.
bang. Bang, bang. Should have started doming fucking cops to get in that building. That's what they should have fucking done.
Yeah, it should have been more cops dead than kids.
They shot me down. Bang, bang. Well, I mean, if they'd fucking do their goddamn job, then wouldn't have to worry about people being like, bang, bang. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that cop that was in the hallway, that his buddies took his gun away and forced him out because he wanted to go save his wife. He should have fucking started, doming them
Blue on
motherfuckers
blue.
in the hallway.
Yeah, he should have went blue on blue, fucking killing his coworkers.
Yeah, why did they hold him back, dude? They should have been like, let's go get her.
Yeah, because they're pussies.
His wife died, right? That dude's wife is dead now.
Yep.
Yeah,
she died.
Well, you got to think of it too. The higher ups might have been paid off too. It was all known. You know that kid got guns from the government.
Yeah,
it was all known to happen. They were all paid off. That's why they told all the people that wanted to do something to stand down.
Well, they had 4 years to groom his ass because I'm pretty sure that was the same one who in 2018 said he was going to do a Columbine style shooting in 2022 at the age of 14.
Holy shit. Yeah, it makes sense now.
And there's all kinds of shitty shit about Uvalde.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the same thing with all these massive false flag that happen across this country.
Almost
PSYOPs and stuff like that.
everything bad that happens, you can trace back to the fucking government.
Right. The CIA's got their paws in just about everything.
Yep. And if it ain't the CIA, it's fucking FBI. And if it ain't the FBI, it's the ATF.
Yep. Kind of like that shooter. Someone had to give him all those firearms.
Like there's right now, somewhere out in the chat listening right now, there's a Secret Service agent or FBI or whatever he is listening, being like, well, why do the people hate us? Why are the people
100%.
against our controlling fucking tyrannical measures that we're taking to take everyone to a communist China-like future in which we have total control over everything that you do, everywhere that you go, and every penny that you spend? And if you do anything or if you say anything that we don't fucking like, we have the power to end your life and put your family in poverty forever. That's the power that they want, dude. That they're like waving above us. That's what's tempting them forward. That's what they're doing anything, literally anything to hold on to. That's the kind of power that's, it's like Palpatine, right? The fucking Emperor, and they're fucking Darth Vader trying to like get the power to save Padme, but they don't realize like they're killing Padme.
And the cops are the brainwashed stormtroopers that have mind control in their fucking head.
And just like I said earlier, about the New York situation, if you're a hardworking person and you were just carrying your gun and the police find out about it, they're going to destroy your life.
Yeah, they love to destroy lives.
See, I would trust Palpatine more than I'd trust our government. at least Palpatine knew the Yuzong Vong were coming, and that's why he was like, "We got to lock this shit down, or they're going to wipe us out."
I said he had some goals.
Like, at least he had a reason. He was like, "They're going to kill everybody in this galaxy if we don't lock this shit down."
So anyway, to you, I say this: agents of evil. Agents of the evil empire listening to us right now, go fuck yourself, stick a dick in your mouth, and eat it. That's what I say to you.
We on the watch list like a motherfucker now.
I mean, the certain groups I'm in, I ain't surprised.
Well, here's the thing. They probably like dick, so that wouldn't be a slant towards them.
Right, he's like, scrumptious.
Say no more. Say less.
Oh, Lord.
Even the dog agrees.
Yeah. Good dog. Calhoun dropped two and says, read not a Fed's chat. Okay, where are we? Not a Fed says, we need to find this federal agent posing to be one of us. Give him a stern talking to.
That would be you, not a Fed. You're a federal agent in disguise.
No, he's not. He's not a Fed.
He's definitely
not. He's definitely not a Fed.
No, he's just an informant.
He's not even a paid for it, but he just likes to do it for free.
He gets off on it.
Right, he just gets off on it.
Did you see? Okay, so on Twitter, there's this guy named Mike Sternovich who blocked me for stupid reasons, and I wish that he hadn't because he's a very interesting fellow, and I can't look at his tweets anymore. But he came out with a tweet the other day, something to the effect of people on the right, especially people like you and me, Matt, who have like small platforms-ish that talk about political things that are not aligned with the powers that should not be the hegemony, the people in control, right? The deep state, who've spoken out against it. And his tweet was something like, to us, have you had the conversation with your family about how the government is going to frame you for a crime and arrest you in the near future? And it got me.
It's a good point.
Yeah, he's speaking the truth.
It's a good point.
Because like what they're going to do is go for the people that they can go for that are causing them little problems, right? And you get enough of them out of the way, and now you can go after the bigger people a little bit, right? Because like no one's going to notice the Honda 420 and Negro enough ammos out there who get taken off the internet. You catch that?
I did, motherfucker.
Right, but like if you're taking like, I don't know, Alex Jones's and like bigger channels, then a lot more people are going to notice. But they come after us like we're the first targets, dude. We are the first targets. Once they control and they change the rules and they're going after people, we're the first targets.
Did you talk about the pistol brace rule today?
Yeah, we talked
Briefly,
about it
what
earlier.
was the deal with that? Do you know?
Basically, in my opinion, at the end of it, the judge is a tyrant. He issued a good ruling, but a tyrant ruling because he told the ATF off. He let them know, yo, this is completely unconstitutional. Basically, that's the gist of it. But then he was like, but I'm a tyrant because we're all Americans, but guess what? We're not equal. I'm gonna do my tyrant thing, and I'm gonna let everyone know that this part of the people can get the injunction, but these Americans over here, they can't. If it's unconstitutional, how about you do the right thing and issue an injunction for everybody nationwide, not just FPC members, FPC members.
I agree.
So to me, the ruling was terrible, in my opinion. It was terrible. Don't go and say, oh, this is unconstitutional, but these people, you guys can get the right to still have your braces on your gun, but but everybody else that's not in this group, you don't get to. That's
Did
that's
he
that's
did
really
he give a
bad judging.
reason? Did he give like a reason? Did it have
There's
some?
no reason.
I'm just wondering if it's because within his jurisdiction, since this was an FPC case, if he could only make that ruling in regards to the people that were bringing the case to court.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not giving any excuses for the motherfucker. I don't give a shit. I'm just wondering if it was because he just fucking had to stick to the boundaries of the case, or if he just did that because he's fucking retarded.
I don't think he had to because they specifically asked for a nationwide injunction, and if they couldn't get one, at least the FPC members, they specifically asked for that. So I don't think they would have asked for a nationwide injunction if they couldn't get one.
Which, by the way, what are all the is FPC, GOA?
Nope,
There's a
GOA
few
is not
groups.
covered under it. It's just
No, there are, because they all put lawsuits up against this. They all did.
But this one was specifically FPC, like GOA, and it was another.
Yeah, but the one for
was
GOA got
under a
ruled on
different.
in
It was
GOA
under a
got ruled
different
on in Texas
case.
like 3 months ago.
Yeah, but
And
this one was
it
specifically
hasn't been struck
FPC.
down yet. So that one's been in place. So I don't know,
Yeah,
because they all went to different jurisdictions based on where
Yeah.
that particular organization filed. But there's like 3 or 4 organizations that are covered. It's FPC, GOA, and like 2 others, I think, that all filed lawsuits that have all gotten injunctions for their members.
yeah. I think it's 3. It's one other one. I'm trying to think which one it was.
Yeah, but I thought they came back and said that it really only applied to the ones that are actually named in the lawsuit.
There was some stuff about that.
They each had their own lawsuits, though, and they
Yeah.
each got injunctions, each one, and it only applied to members that were members at the time the lawsuit was filed.
Okay, here we go. Fifth Circuit issues preliminary injunction blocking brace ban enforcement against plaintiffs in Mock v. Garland. For those of you keeping score at home, back in May, a 3-judge panel of Northern District of Texas issued an emergency injunction blocking the ATF from enforcing its new rule effectively banning pistol stabilizing braces. The court concluded not only were the plaintiffs in Mock v. Garland likely to win the case on merit, but the rule the ATF issued bore no resemblance to the one it proposed and was hopelessly vague. As was later clarified, the ruling applied only to the named plaintiffs in the case, including Maxim Defense, its customers, the Firearms Policy Coalition, and its members, but the injunction was temporary, good only until the appeal could be heard. A number of other gun rights organizations got similar injunctive relief as well. The full district court, however, took another view of Mock v. and denied the preliminary injunction, ruling the plaintiffs were not, in fact, likely to prevail. Refusing to take that as an answer, the Firearms Policy Coalition appealed to the Fifth Court. The Fifth Court 3-judge panel agreed the plaintiffs were likely to win, blah, 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 as Judge Reed O'Connor wrote in his order. The court finds that Mock, Lewis, and the other individuals, FPC members, are threatened with irreparable injuries in the absence of injunction. The threat to individual FPC members are twofold. One, sustaining permanent and non-coercive costs to compliance with an unlawfully issued regulation, and two, suffering impairment of their fundamental right to keep and bear arms, lawful arms in self-defense. The court finds that such threats of irreparable harm posed by enforcement of federal rule are credible, imminent, and intertwined. What? Intertwined. Jesus Christ. With one another. Intertwined?
Yeah. I had a glass of that once. Yeah, that was nice.
The ATF's own regulatory analysis concluded that the final rule has effectively classified 99% of all pistols with stabilizing braces NFA rifles through semi-final rule agitations, whatever the fuck that is. The ATF has already reclassified the whole host of specific weapons platforms and commercially available braced platforms to NFA rifles. Upon review of the record in conjunction with plaintiffs' declarations, there is no doubt the final rule will subject both FPC members to criminal liability for current possession of each of their braced pistols the moment the Fifth Court's injunction dissolves. Wow. Mock v. Lewis will become felons, blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, that was the ATF's entire motive. Therein, of course, it was. Okay, there's only a little bit more here. That being said, the case O'Connor concluded, according to the court's orders, the government's defendants, the Attorney General of the United States Department of Justice, Director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives, and each of their representatives, agents, servants, and employees are hereby, 1, enjoined from implementing or enforcing against the Firearms Policy Coalition Incorporated and all of its members provisions of 27 FC whatever, and the United States courts determined it are unlawful for those people. Enjoined from implementing or enforcing against Maxim Defense, same thing. Enjoined implementing against William T. Mock and any of his family members. So, yeah, like you were saying, they made a ruling. It's what it sounds like. It was basically, if you were part of the FPC prior to this ruling, or this group or that group or this family, that you are exempt.
Yeah, that's completely un-American because I always thought equal protections was a thing. It's like what these Americans can.
Well, especially when you look at like why, right? Because he was saying like there's two reasons. One, because like the permit and costs are to be in compliance are unlawfully issued regulations, and the suffered impairment of the fundamental right to keep and bear arms. Right? Those were the two reasons that for those people, the court ruled for them. But those two things apply to all of us, not just them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. What happened to equal protections under the law? You can't just exempt some Americans and not all. Like, that's why I said that doesn't make any sense to me. These Americans can have them, but you Americans can't. Like, no, if you're going to issue an injunction, it needs to be nationwide, not for these few Americans. And you little players, forget you. You don't get the same rights as these people do. Like, equal protection is the thing.
Dude, my chat in StreamYard froze.
The thing was too in this case, the maximum defense people
just stopped chatting. Okay,
they had a customer base that was originally covered underneath this. That judge then said, "No, fuck your customers now. They're not covered underneath this anymore."
Weird. Yeah, bro. I mean, it seems to me like if those are the reasons that you provide injunction and relief for those people, it's because they're damaged by this and damaged by that. Those two things that you mentioned aren't specifically because they're members of the FPC. It's because they're citizens of the United States.
Exactly.
So the injunction or the what do they call it? The fucking
temporary restraining order, basically, is what it is.
Enjoined from implementing enforcement is what they're calling it. So we should be enjoined from being implemented enforcement against us. The other thing that I was reading about, and this isn't included here, is right to privacy, right? Like you have the right to privacy. You can be part of the FPC and you don't have to let the government know that you are. Mm-hmm. Therefore, they don't necessarily, or they shouldn't necessarily know who's a member of the FPC or not, right?
Yep.
So therefore, if there is an enjoinment from being able to enforce this against people who are members of the FPC, and they can't know who's a member of the FPC or not, what I was reading is like they can't enforce it on anybody, right? Because like
because if the ATF was to show up at a gun range or something, you're shooting a brace pistol, and they technically they do have the right to ask and you to show proof that you are an FPC member.
But you don't have to produce anything.
Yeah, but again, like I said, that also applies to GOA as well. GOA's case is different.
That one doesn't. But under this case, it doesn't, because it doesn't even mention anything about gun owners of America.
The GOA case is the case Texas v. ATF.
Yeah.
It's a different case.
It's a different case. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, at this point, if you're either with the GOA, with the FPC, or the Texas v. ATF case also was for people in Texas and Texas employees, then you're still covered under one of the injunctions.
Yeah, I'm an FPC member, but I'm still upset about it because it should apply to everyone.
Yeah, and I don't know what the details are of each case. I mean, I don't know what the judge is and isn't allowed to rule on. If he's like I said, he may be bound by the confines of the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He may be bound by the confines of, okay, this is specifically in regards to these individuals that have brought the case forward. Because they've done that before. With case law being a thing, that's kind of how it works, is you rule on a case in, one jurisdiction concerning one particular set of plaintiffs. And then when another case goes up, they use that case, so if a judge says, okay, so X is not constitutional, therefore, the plaintiff, isn't going to be charged with anything. That doesn't mean that he's not ruling in favor of it being unconstitutional for everybody. That means he's bound by the confines of that particular case. And then it is up to other people to then go on with that case law now on the books to file other cases in other jurisdictions, and they can then use that as case law to then have the same thing happen. And it isn't until it gets to like a circuit court or the Supreme Court that it becomes, law of the land. So he may just be bound by the confines of the case based on the jurisdiction he's in. He can't just say, oh, this is for everybody everywhere. You know what I mean? So, I mean,
today, the way things work is they pass some unconstitutional law, or even better, they just have their 3-letter organization decide some like unconstitutional shit as policy, right? Like this is the policy now. And rather than being like, yo, that's not constitutional and just slapping it down, they find these like little courts that they can like manipulate things and pay people off and have the right like shop for the right judge that has the right opinions about the right thing to try the case and get the right people there for the jury that are going to agree with what we want. So we got to have it in the right district, right? So we're going to do it in DC where everyone agrees with us already 90% of the time. And they make law from the bench. You're not supposed to make law from the bench. You're supposed to make law from Congress, right? Ratified, passed, like signed by the president, becomes law. And then if there's a challenge to it, then it's taken up by the court and either struck down because it's not constitutional or upheld, meaning like, yes, you can have this as a law. But they're not doing that. They're just saying, hey, 3-letter organization, do what you will. And then everyone has to scramble and fight against it and maybe get some injunctive relief for a couple of people in a couple of situations. But like the rest of us, you have to wait till it applies to us for us to fight it down the road, right? Like that's not the way that the fucking law was supposed to work. Like this is
what it is it's not the way the government is supposed to work. The federal government is not doing its job to protect constitutional rights. That's what it's supposed to do. It is supposed to be restricted from passing laws that violate the Constitution. It is supposed to be restricted in being able to, through itself or through its organizations, i.e. these 3-letter ABC organizations, from doing anything unconstitutional. And then when someone does do something unconstitutional, they don't have to go through the court. Okay, the federal government has the power to protect constitutional rights at all costs. They can just go to the ATF and say, stop.
Yep, the Supreme Court.
That's their one fucking job, is to protect constitutional rights. Is their one fucking job that they don't have to go to court over, that they don't have to fucking do anything about. Okay, this is clearly a constitutional right. Okay, therefore, we come in and we stop you. And it doesn't have to go through a judge or anything else. Okay. The problem is they are actively and have been actively engaged in doing the things that are unconstitutional themselves. So they will never stop it because it's what they want to happen. So we, the citizens, are forced to go through the court system, which we shouldn't have to fucking do, to fucking try and get some relief and some defense against the very government that is supposed to be the ones protecting us and our constitutional rights.
The only thing
that's the fucked up problem with the system is we're pushing constitutional rights onto the court systems where it was never supposed to be. We were never supposed to have to defend Second Amendment rights in our own fucking court system because nothing was supposed to ever have happened to our constitutional rights perpetrated on us by our own government.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they like, let's say that the government at large, like the elected officials in Congress, agreed 2/3 vote that the Second Amendment needs to be changed. Right? We need to amend the Second Amendment. They need a 2/3 vote to do it. So they would 2 out of 3 people in the House and 2 out of 3 people in the Senate to agree that the changes that we're making right now are good, right? And they can't get that number of people to do it the legitimate way. So they find all kinds of backdoor methods. They do it through like 3-letter agencies. They do it through application of self-defense law, right? And like different jurisdictions to the point where like Leo was saying earlier about like using self-defense in Chicago or in Illinois at large, like you better have your ducks in a row because if you don't, you're going to get fucked. And they're going to come and they're going to fuck you in the ass because, like things weren't on camera and you didn't say the right words when you called the cops or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's that. And like people know it. And so they're going to fucking avoid using guns at all costs to like protect themselves. Then you have crime proliferating in places like New York and Chicago and Los Angeles and blah, blah, blah. Right? You get like these people getting stabbed to death in the street. Why? Because the dude knows that he's not going to get shot. He knows that he's in an area where like nothing's going to fucking happen to him, and he can
You
run
know
away.
what the courts need to do now?
We're going to get away with it.
Before you can pass a law, it needs to go through the courts first to make sure that it's constitutional.
I agree.
Okay, we want this law to be passed. Let's go through courts and make sure that it passes constitutional muster. Then it can become law.
Isn't there like
I
was going to say we've technically had that for 220 years. It's called Marbury versus Madison in 1803.
Yeah. The nullification. Like if any law is passed that's repugnant to the Constitution, it should I forget what the word is.
But that
shall
just not
be
even a thing
null and
anymore.
void.
Well, is it going to be the U.S. Supreme Court?
It's like it was never written to begin with.
But is it going to go to the U.S. Supreme Court or the state Supreme Court? Because if it's the state Supreme Court, the judges is always going to be on their side, depending on what state you live in.
Well, state Supreme Court decides state cases, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's only like okay, Colorado decided that 15-round magazines are what we want, and so we take it to our, Supreme Court case within our state. Actually, that's not a good example because Second Amendment applies to all states, so that's not just a state case. But I don't know, like abortion, for instance, or something.
It would go to the state Supreme Court, and they could eventually go higher, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I mean, but that's just not even a thing anymore. That's like non-existent now.
These people
Because
that
it doesn't matter. It's like, well,
passing-
it's unconstitutional. We're still gonna go to jail if you break that law.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
what really needs to be happening is these people that are pushing for unconstitutional laws, or even the ones that get passed, need to lose their fucking jobs.
Yeah, it needs to be some accountability.
Yep.
There needs to be accountability from media too, because like that, they're the ones, in my opinion, causing the whole problem because they're not informing the people. They're being used as mouthpieces for the government to spread government propaganda, to fool sheep into doing what sheep do.
I would say the highest bidder.
The thing is, like, if you told sheep that there's a wolf when there's a wolf, then the sheep are going to do what sheep do when wolves are around, and it's appropriate, right? If you tell sheep that there's a wolf around when there's no wolf around, they're going to act like there's a wolf around when there's no wolf around, and it's not appropriate. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, you got to fucking inform people properly. You got to have people with correct information, with full context. They need to be educated. They need to, like, there's so much going on with our entire country that needs to happen that's not happening, that no wonder it's falling apart. No wonder people are so apathetic. No wonder, like, fucking all of our rights are being sold wholesale, pennies on the dollar for, like, pennies of freedom. Or, I'm sorry, dollars of freedom are being traded for pennies of fucking security. Mm-hmm. Like, it's bad, dude. It's super bad right now.
That's just like the CIA went to Twitter folks and struck up a deal where they would block anything that came out against the fucking elections. They should have fucking been held accountable for that because that's interference.
I watched this video like a couple days ago where this dude was talking to, I want to say maybe 13 and 14-year-olds, and they never heard of the Second Amendment. It was like a group of 10 of them, and neither one of them, they were definitely 13, 14 years old, and they said, what is the Second Amendment? What is that? They was like, you know about the other amendments, like the First and the Fourth and all? They was like, yeah, we never heard the Second Amendment.
That's the school system for you there.
Mm-hmm.
And the lack of the fucking parents actually educating them as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's terrible. So, like, think about it, if we continue down that path, people won't know about the Second Amendment till they're like 20 or something, and it'll be completely irrelevant to them.
And that's what they want, That's why they're fucking so adamant about getting the kids while they're young to fucking brainwash and manipulate them to where they don't know anything other than what Big Daddy government wants them to know.
Yep.
To branch off of this, my cousin came over today and we're having a conversation about some stuff. Have you guys seen that video where it's the dude coming from one of the African countries with a UN credit card, basically, that's being re-upped every month?
No.
Okay, so there's this dude that's coming over true border system is what it is, and he has a credit card that he claims from the UN, gets stopped every month or whatever. My cousin told me today that he found out that I guess in the next 6 months or so, we're supposed to have another set of caravans here, and it's all UN funded people who Biden and company have basically told to come into this country. We're going to create you as a foreign standing army, and you're going to be the ones to confiscate people's shit now.
Well, don't forget that Biden, when he got elected.
Wait, hold on. What you just say? That Biden finna have the UN army basically.
No, all these foreign invaders that are now creating foreign standing armies on our soil, those are going to be the guys that are going to go do gun confiscations on the rest of us now that are American citizens.
You talking about all like
that's
the
gonna be
illegal
fun.
immigrants coming in?
All the military age men that they're letting in.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, the
exactly.
man.
Oh hell no! Good thing I got a lot of ammo.
May not be enough.
Yep, according to
There's a
never
lot
enough,
of
it's never enough.
across the borders illegally over the past 3.5 years of Biden's term.
Exactly.
I think they said it was around like 8 million or more.
The last story we're going to talk about here before we shut down. 6 years ago today, and this was the other day, so it's October 1st, which is like 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
6 years ago, 2 days ago. Still no answers. Still nothing about Mandalay Bay. Still nothing about the fucking dude's wife and like the whole story and his connections to like CIA. He had CIA connections supposedly, and yeah, we'll never know. It's another case of don't look at this anymore, everybody.
Yeah, they scrubbed that shit quick, fast, in a hurry.
Yeah. And it just goes to show you, like earlier when we were talking about who are they going to come for first? Like it's going to be me and Never Enough Ammo and people with like small YouTube channels or social media reaches who talk about things they don't like. And they're going to find reasons to charge us with crimes and arrest us and take us to jail and throw away the key. Like, oh, we better have those conversations with our families, right?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like that's where we're fucking headed. And like the community is going to say like, oh, well, the gun community at large is going to be like, E Honda did it 100%. I always thought he would do something, etc. As X Adam 1 is saying right there.
And they got all the deep fake stuff now.
Because like, remember, I forget the dude's name. He was like had some case against him, and like the cops were showing up at his house, and he was like, "Everyone, the cops are gonna come get me." Everyone and like the gun community was like, "Well, there's a guy in the gun community who's gonna get fucked by the police," and a bunch of people like armed up. And then it turns out he was a piece of shit. I forget what the fucking story was, but like that was like,
it was New York, and he was a wife beater.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, he's a wife beater, and like he was like, "Everybody, come to my rescue." And then it turns out he was a wife beater. So the next time anyone's like, "Shit, dude, like the cops are coming for me, help me, boys," they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna help that wife beater."
Right.
I'm not gonna help that piece. He's probably guilty. If the government's charging him, I bet he did it. Yeah, they don't just go after people. If they're going after him with a SWAT team, I bet he's dangerous. That's what people are going to say about you.
I mean, it depends on what it is. Because I mean, there's some people that do have those built, kind of communities that are watching each other's backs. I've been noticing some of that in the community. But those are the people like preparing.
No, it's not going to happen. Get that out of your head. Get that shit. No, I'm telling you, that shit's not going to happen. People are going to see you get clapped and be like, "Thank God." 100%. Maybe there's going to be a couple people, but they're going to be drowned out by the masses of fucking idiots out there who don't know their ass from their hand, who heard some shit and are repeating it because they're just repeaters. They don't think for themselves. They're parrots. There's so many fucking parrots out there who don't have a fucking original goddamn thought in their fucking brain that are just going to be like, "Oh, well, E Honda was a bad guy. That's what I heard, so that's what I'm going to tell everybody." And same thing with like Never Enough Ammo, or name the fucking person who's going to get fucking charged with some bullshit in the future and go to jail and be a political prisoner of a fucking federal government that's out of control. That's where we're headed, boys.
I wasn't talking about those groups. I'm talking about the ones that trying to do some shit in the game, probably game for best thing to say on YouTube.
Yeah, it's just like what Hitler did. Is the dissenters, anyone who was against anything he was for, what did he do? He killed them or put them in fucking camps. And it's what fucking the Russians did. Mao was fucking terrible though. Who else did that shit? There's so many people in history that did that.
Lenin,
Hugo Chavez,
Lenin, yep, Chavez,
Stalin.
fucking Stalin, all like so many dictators and fucking socialists that do that. That's what this country is going to come to.
I mean, it's already come
It's
to
already
that. Look
there.
what they're doing. They're already putting January 6ers.
Yeah, it's already there.
Keeping them there. Yeah, we've
Yep.
already gotten there.
They're charging political opponents with crimes. They're charging lawyers,
putting them in cages,
arguments in court.
Yep.
They're putting journalists in prison.
Yep. They've been doing that for a while now, years since Obama. So I mean, history repeating itself. Hey, you know what time we're supposed to be getting this nuclear alert tomorrow?
It's supposed to be around like 2:30 or so, and I was gonna ask that. What do y'all think about that, and how many people are gonna turn off their phones?
It's supposed to be 12:30 East Coast Standard Time.
Mine's 11:20 in the
it's
West.
not just phones. It's going to be computers. It's going to be TVs, etc.
Yeah. So basically, what I think
what it is, they're going to want you to shut it off so they can input some fucking sort of, spyware or some shit in your stuff.
Who's to say that that's not what that's about? Is them doing that?
I was thinking it was an MK Ultra Pulse Wave, honestly. Just activated what you bought once.
Shit, I see it as like a test. They're gonna put like a little test warning thing. Okay, we'll see how this works in case some other shit, because they probably expect something to happen.
Or shit's actually going to be happening, and they're just claiming it's a
that's
test.
what I think it is. When there's smoke, there's fire. They're just getting us used to
look over here while something
life,
else
basically.
is happening.
Or it could be, the button that's pushed for anyone that's got the, the pokey poke.
Oh yeah.
To activate the IgG4 and you're unalived.
I was thinking about this, and it's like, oh, is it a test for the system? Like, no, they know the fucking system works. Is it this? Is it that? I think it's conditioning people. They're getting people ready for an emergency. They're getting people ready for the idea of, well, if something's happening, I better check my phone and it will tell me what to do and what's going on. When in reality, I think when something's actually going on, they're not going to tell you the truth. They're going to tell you the thing that's going to get you to do what they want you to do, right? Like with the sheep and the wolf, right? They're going to tell you there's a wolf so that all of us are like, oh shit, there's a wolf, and we run away from the wolf when there wasn't actually a wolf because they wanted us to run away for whatever reason, right?
Right.
So I think that's what they're just conditioning us for, a future in which emergencies and like national emergencies are happening where we're getting fucking like, I don't know, communications from the government on our cell phone, on our own personal communication device, like 1984, bro. Oh, is it 2:20 p.m. Eastern time? Okay, that's what it is. I thought it was 12:30. I'm misinformed.
Yeah, I thought it was around like 2:30 or something.
So that'd be 12:30 for me. Maybe that's what I was thinking. Is it 12:30 for me?
Yeah.
Let on Still and I were talking about this earlier.
All right, guys. Well, it's been 2 hours now, so I think we're going to go ahead and end it here. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. I hope everyone had a good time. Nice talking about guns, even though we still managed to make it apocalyptic, didn't we?
just a wee bit.
It's almost like we know it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, stay strapped or get clapped, everybody. Have a good night. Peace out.
Later.
Well, white guns.